Hi my loves, it's Lucid Simmer and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a bit of a cast challenge. This is the 1 base 5 sims challenge. A base sim is basically a sim that doesn't have any details like clothing, hair, skin details, makeup, things like that. And I did include the process of making this base sim in the video, so that is what you're watching right now. I actually really loved how this base sim came out. I used some new sliders and presets that I have, and I just had a lot of fun making this sim, and I wasn't really expecting to. I thought that making the base sim, I would kind of just want to get out of the way so that I could start making the actual sims for this challenge, but it ended up being a lot of fun. And yeah, again, I love how they came out. So I've actually seen this challenge a lot on TikTok, which is what inspired me to make this video. So if you'd like to see this video in more of a condensed TikTok style video, or if you'd like to follow me over there, that will be linked in the description below. And just so you guys know the rules that I guess I followed for this challenge. So as you'll see while I'm making these sims, I did allow myself to change the skin color as well as the eye color. But besides that, I changed nothing about the base of the sim. I didn't change any parts of their face or body. That is also where skin details really came in handy to make them look different and more unique from each other. I will say though, as you might catch a couple times, it was very hard to not change any aspects of the sim's body or face and to keep it to the original base sim. I just kept forgetting, and I'm used to my usual cast flow where I kind of jump from face to outfits to skin details to makeup to body and just things like that. But you have my word, I kept true to the base sim for all 5 of these sims. I also, as you will see, I tried to make each of the sims look pretty different. I think especially because I'm still very new to YouTube and wanting to show you all my cast style through my videos, I wanted to have a pretty good variety in this video. Another thing that I do want to mention, if you're curious about any specific cast mods that you see I'm using, there is a very good chance that they have been linked in my previous video, which was a mod review video. If you haven't already seen that, it is a huge mod review video. I went through mods in cast, build, and gameplay. So yeah, if there's something in this video that you notice, you can head over and check that one out to see if it's linked. And speaking of links, there will also be a link for all 5 of these sims as well as the base sim in the description of this video. That link will, as always, take you over to Tumblr, where I link all of the CC that I used. So that would be including presets, sliders, outfits, skin details, makeup, hair, everything. I am also going to be putting these sims on the gallery, so if you would like to download the CC that I linked and then go on the gallery and download these sims for my profile, feel free to do so. I will be putting my gallery ID on the screen right now, and it's also always going to be in the description below. My gallery ID is my one handle for the sims that is not Lucid Simmer. I did try to change it to Lucid Simmer at one point, but it just didn't work. The gallery is unfortunately very glitchy, and I did reach out to EA Help, but it wasn't that helpful. I ended up changing it back to what it originally was when I first signed up for Origin, and it's just gonna stay that way so that I don't have any problems. But yeah, getting back to this first sim, I am about halfway through with her, and I actually really loved how this sim came out. It is definitely very different from my usual sim style. I ended up giving her a very pink, pretty, girly aesthetic, and I also really love this hair on her. If you saw earlier, I was very conflicted with the hair. I went back and forth between a few, and I almost didn't pick this one, but looking back on it now, I am very glad I did. I'm also really obsessed with the skirt that I picked for her that you will see in just a second. I think it's so beautiful, and I also really love the particular shade of pink that it is. It's like a corally, pinky, peach color, and I'm really glad I went with that over something like a hot pink, which is originally what I was planning on doing. I think that it makes the whole look just look a bit softer and a bit prettier in my opinion. As for all 5 of these Sims that I created in this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below on any name or trait suggestions. I often ask you guys on TikTok to give my Sims some name and trait suggestions because I always just love hearing what you guys think from looking at my Sims. And for some reason with this first Sim, maybe it's because I've been rewatching The Vampire Diaries for the millionth time, but she's giving me Caroline vibes. I don't know. She doesn't even look like Caroline from The Vampire Diaries, besides maybe the fact that she's blonde and a bit more girly, I guess, but I don't know, that name was just stuck in my head while I was creating her and I couldn't stop thinking about it. Go ahead and comment below if you also watch The Vampire Diaries. That is one of my go-to comfort shows. That one and also New Girl. I am so obsessed with both of those shows and I've seen each of them multiple times all the way through. I don't know if it's like an anxiety thing or an ADHD thing, but rewatching shows that I've already seen and love is just one of my favorite pastimes. I constantly have shows on in the background when I'm cleaning my apartment or working, and I don't know, I really do think it's like a comfort thing for me. But if you have one of those shows or movies or maybe even a YouTube channel that you are also constantly playing, let me know in the comments below what yours is. Something else I wanted to mention in this video, which I am so excited about, is I am actually in the process of making my very own legacy challenge for The Sims. It is a 10 generation legacy challenge. I would say the main theme of the challenge is family, only because it's a 10 generation legacy, so you have to go through 10 generations of the same family. But beyond that, I'm pretty excited about the different gameplay aspects that I've added to the challenge. I am almost finished with it. I'll probably only be needing a few more days to finish it up. And once that is done, it will be posted on my Tumblr, as well as I think I am going to be making a YouTube video about it, just explaining it, going through each 10 of the generations and going over the goals for each generation. I can't even express how proud I am of this legacy challenge, and I'm so very excited to share it with you guys, and I think that you'll really like it too. I did have a couple other Simmers in the community look through and read it ahead of time just to give some suggestions, and the feedback so far has been really great. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and I'm so excited to share that with you guys. Going back into cast for just a second, I am in the middle of making my second Sim, and this one I tried to do pretty opposite from the first Sim that I made. As you can tell, she has definitely a lot more darker features. Her outfit that you will see in just a moment is a lot more conservative, as well as the hijab that she's wearing. So pretty polar opposite from the first Sim that I made, and I wanted to start off with the first 2 Sims I made for this challenge to be very different, just to inspire myself, I guess. I will say towards the end of this video, I did kind of run out of steam. I was feeling a cast burnout come on, and the last Sim in particular, I did have to power through to finish, and I'll talk more about that once we get to her, but she is the one Sim that I don't 100% love how she came out, but I am very excited to see what you guys think about all of them, of course. Another thing about this sim that I'm working on now is I love how her makeup came out. I did a very monochromatic makeup look with about the same color as the hijab that she's wearing, so it's like a maroon color, and I used that for her eyeshadow as well as her lipstick, and I think it came out really nice. I will say, looking back on it, I do wish that I gave this sim a bit more bushier eyebrows. That being said, I couldn't adjust the placement of their eyebrows because that would change the shape of their forehead, and then that would of course change the base sim that they're all supposed to be based on. So I was limited to specific eyebrows that looked good with the brow bone and forehead placement that the base sim had, but I do like the eyebrows that I gave her, and I think she turned out really beautiful. Moving on to this third sim that I'm currently working on. This sim ended up giving me major bookworm vibes. Her outfit was a little bit more of an academia style, and I did end up giving her some cute little wireframe glasses. I do really love her style, but I think my favorite part about this sim in particular is actually her hair color. This reddish brown hair color is a swatch for Maxis match hair that I don't really tend to use a lot. Even for this sim, I was originally planning on going for the darker brown swatch, but once I put this one on her, it just felt right. I think with this sim, something about the specific skin details that I used as well as the makeup that I used, I do think that her facial features ended up looking the most unique out of all of the sims that I made. Obviously, technically speaking, they do all have the same facial features because they come from the same base sim, but something about the way the overlays were placed on this sim, I don't know, she just comes off looking a bit different to me. And actually, now that I'm looking at her, it might even be the hair that I chose. The shape and silhouette of the hair is the widest out of all of the sims that I made, and I think that that is what made her face shape look a little bit different to me. She also kind of looks the youngest to me out of all of them. I think that that might be the freckles though. Typically when I add freckles to one of my sims, it's usually for a teenager, and I don't know why. Obviously a lot of adults also have freckles, but in my mind when I'm making sims, I feel like it just gives them this younger vibe, and so I always tend to do it for teenagers. But yeah, I also really love this sim. I do wish that I ended up giving her the green little mushroom earrings that I tried on her. I think they looked really cute against the reddish hair that she has, and I also just think it gave her a little bit more of a personality. But yeah, I didn't end up choosing those, but the earrings that I did give her are still really cute, but they're just a little more simple. I also really love the skirt that I ended up giving this sim. Something about the body type that the base sim has looks so good with this skirt. It just complements the shape of it so beautifully. And speaking of body preset, shout out to Miko CC for this body preset. They also have some other body presets that are really great, but after choosing between a few different body presets and then ultimately picking this one, I actually didn't end up changing it too much from the original preset shape. It's kind of funny actually, the more I'm watching my own speedcasts, the more I kind of like these sims. They're growing on me a little bit while I'm watching this, and I don't know, now I kind of want to use them for gameplay purposes. Sometimes I can make a sim in CAS that I really love, but I just save them to my gallery and never end up using them again. And then other times I feel like I need to use them in some sort of gameplay, whether they're my main character or a side character. I don't know if that sounds weird, but let me know if you guys do the same thing. I know a lot of people, and I'm definitely one of them, get pretty attached to their current sim household that they're playing when it comes to gameplay, but that same thing happens to me just in CAS. I think that while I'm creating the sims, I'm usually in my head kind of thinking up their whole personality and their backstory and all of these things, and once I'm done making them, I just feel weird about never using them in the game, I guess. So comment below if you feel the same way as me. Moving on to this sim number 4. I had a pretty clear vision of this sim as soon as I started making her. She is giving me major cool girl vibes, very much like what you would see on Instagram, I think, with the glowy and trendy makeup and the more streetwear style outfit that I end up choosing. All that keeps coming to my mind for her is just cool girl vibes 100%. I also, you may notice, I use the same top for this sim as I did for the first sim that I made, and I didn't notice it at first, but I ended up just leaving it because they have completely like polar opposite vibes, so I figured it wouldn't really matter too much. So just as I'm finishing up this sim, I wanted to really quickly say thank you to everyone that has shown me so much love since first coming to YouTube. By the time I'm recording this, it has been a little over a week, and I just can't believe all of the love and positivity I'm getting from everybody. Of course, every single view and subscriber and like on one of my videos, it really means the world to me, but something that has really been sticking with me emotionally are the comments that I've been getting on my past 2 videos. Actually getting to hear directly from you guys on a video that ends up taking me days to film, edit, refine, and post all of those things, and truly doing that for you guys. I mean, of course, I'm really having fun and enjoying this, and I love The Sims so much, but at the end of the day, the content that I'm putting out on YouTube is for my audience. And seeing that you guys really liked the video, and even on my first video, my CC haul video, people commenting their sun, moon, and rising zodiac signs, because I asked at one point in the video to leave yours in the comments, and just seeing people respond to that and being able to have a conversation with you guys is just the best feeling in the world. So truly, thank you so much. But with that said, let's go back to the video one last time for the 5th and final sim that I am currently on. As I mentioned before, this is the one sim that was kind of giving me a little trouble, and I almost didn't finish all in one sitting, but I did end up powering through to finish this sim. And as you can see, I actually made this sim an elder, which I did change their actual age in CAS, and I didn't think about if that counts as changing the base sim or not, so it might have been a little bit cheaty that I did that, but all of the overlays with the wrinkles and the stretch marks and all of that sort of stuff that I used is also available for young adult sims, so I guess I didn't even need to make the sim an elder, and they would look the same and still be originated from the base sim. But with this sim, I really wanted to give her quirky grandmother vibes. That is all I was thinking while I was making her, and I think that it really started with the long hair and the seashell earrings. Something about that was really giving me like quirky hippie grandmother vibes. And the thing that really ended up killing me for this sim was her outfit. It took me so long to pick her outfit. I actually ended up cutting out a bit of choosing her outfit for this video because honestly it took me so long. And what's even more frustrating is the outfit I ended up picking for her is actually, I think, like the second outfit that I actually tried on for her. I think that I was just overthinking it, and I had such a clear picture in my mind of what I wanted her to look like, but I just didn't have exactly what I needed to make that vision come to life. Yeah, looking back at it now, I actually do think she gives quirky grandmother vibes. I think that I succeeded in doing that, but in the moment while I was making this sim, I was just so frustrated, and yeah, definitely settled for some outfit aspects towards the end, but I hope that you guys still like her and of course like the rest of the Sims that I made as well. And with that, we are actually coming to the end of the video. So like I said, please comment any name or trait suggestions you have for any of these Sims. As always, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everybody.